Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys had a great week and a great weekend. For the veterans, happy Veterans Day as well. This week will be the last installation of healing in terms of my own process from self-harm, and today will be all about art. So I'm going to be talking about my female artists first that I really love and enjoy and want to shed some light on. And yeah, okay. So I first want to kind of just explain like what kind of happens when people ask me, oh hey, what's what artist inspires you, or what artist do you draw influence from? I'm sorry to say, but I really don't have an answer for that. It's mainly my life that inspires my art. It is my experiences. It is my place in this world. It is questioning all of those things on a more deeper psychological level that really inspires and drives my art. I can't really pinpoint any other way to manifest or explain that. But what I did is that I came up with a list of artists that I enjoy, not that I draw inspiration from them. I aspire to them for some of them, but these women deserve a continuation of a voice. So that's what I'm driving to do today. Okay, and with these 7 women that I'm going to be talking about today, I am going to kind of go into like, just the generality of what they do, and just talk about like why these women really have a visual effect on me. And to kind of tie all of these 7 women together, I believe they have they tell their own truth, or they tell the truth that's around them, and they do it in such a beautiful way. Whether it be showing the struggle of African Americans in this country, whether it be showing the damage that love can do, or whether it be showing the reality and closeness of, the outcasts that we have in our society or have had in our society. And they just, most of these women actually use a film camera, which is one, on the surface, why I'm drawn to them in the first place. And 2, just the content itself, what I'll be talking about, my favorite content by these different women, is just so astounding and raw and just honest, and it's the type of connection that I aspire to, between, content and creator, or subject and creator. It's just a very deep connection that one can have, just simply looking through the lens. So that's the kind of honesty that I aspire to with my work. So, alright, so the first artist that I'm going to be talking about today is Diane Arbus. She is a street/portrait photographer. She uses black and white film, and she's really known for her work with outcasts, and whether that be, it ranges from like circus acts to giants to dwarves to transgender men and women, and it's really for me like kind of the connection, the brief connection that she makes with her subjects. It's just, for me, that is just the core of patience and intent with photography, especially when it comes to street photography. And for myself, I really aspire to be a street photographer, in a lot of ways actually, but what it kind of boils down to for myself is that I really seek to have just literally the balls to invade someone's space, like or invades a moment, or disrupt a moment or disrupt, that point in time. That's very scary for me. And I think Diane Arbus's work, really attests to great street photography. So, and in addition to that, my two favorite photos that are of hers are the one with the little boy with the toy grenade in Central Park, and the second one being of a trans woman smoking a cigarette, and she's got curlers in her hair. Those two photos I really love. So yeah. So this next person on my list is Nan Golden. Nan Golden is a female American photographer who is known mainly for her self-portraits and portraits of lovers, boyfriends, friends, partners, and whatnot. And she is really a woman that just truly sticks out to me, just because she has a famous photograph of a self-portrait of herself, and it's one of her with a black eye, and it's just, as a woman, to be so upfront and honest about being in an abusive relationship, and to let alone document it, is just, for myself, very scary to imagine. I would love to know what the drive was. I can only think of, is it to document reality, to preserve the truth. Don't really know what the angle is, but it's just very interesting to think about. And with that, my favorite work of her is called The Ballad of Sexual Dependency. And it is a body of work that is done in all color film. And it's just beautiful work, just visually looking at it, just the tones of the color, and just the body forms and all these little intricate things. It happens, I would imagine, by accident, but it's just so tender and so honest and so raw, and it can be quite jarring, but I think for myself that's where the visual pleasure comes from, is just knowing that there's a deeper story behind it. And it strikes up a lot of questions and a lot of thoughts for myself. So yeah. Okay, so the third person on my list is Carrie Mae Weems. She is a African American artist and photographer. She has worked with text, she's worked with video, she's worked with installation, and she's actually currently working, or has worked, with Mary J. Blige. It's a conversation piece from W Magazine, so if you want to go check that out, I'll have it linked below. But Carrie Mae Weems mainly over the years has focused on a lot of issues and struggles that African Americans face in this country and time right now, whether it be through racism, sexism, politics, or with identity. And it's just really simple and bold kind of work. More specifically with the series, From Here I Saw What Happened and I Cried, which was made from 1995 to 96. That work is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. It's hard for me to put into words how many stories are captured through the simplicity of the work. Whether you want to look at it simplistically in terms of how it's structured, in terms of the visual form with the text below, or if you want to just focus on the text and the subject. I mean, you wonder, where are these images from? You wonder, even deeper than that, who took the photo? Was it a white person? Was it a black person? And there are just so many different levels to the content, and it's just done in such a beautiful, beautiful way. I think I mostly respond to that series just because of the red tint. My favorite color is red, so I always respond very positively when red is in art. And lastly, the second series that I am really, really in love with is the Kitchen Table series, which was done in 1990. Beautiful work. Again, I always am drawn to a black and white aesthetic, so I really respond to that series as well. But she's just all around a very active woman, like still working in this day and age. And that's definitely something that I aspire to. I definitely want to still be active and working when I'm, her age. So, all right, number 5 on my list is Barbara Kruger. She is a conceptual artist and collagist. She is known for her black and white images with red lettering, red borders sometimes. And I learned about her in college, and her work has just stuck with me ever since. It's just punchy. It's in your face. It's like the red that she uses. Again, I respond to red when it comes to art, but it's just very pop. And she mainly deals with identity, culture, gender, politics, economics, and it kind of has almost like it's very large scale. So it's, with the color and the scale, it's very in your face and just present. And I feel like it's very, for myself, I think it's large scale because it's like, living in a world where advertisements and sexuality or sensualness is just pushed at you every day. And I think her work is about challenging that, or getting into people's heads in the same kind of manner. So it's another female artist that really just kind of sinks in for me and just really makes you think about, I would say, the right kind of questions. Whether that be on, a political level, on an advertisement level, or on a psychological level. I think she hits all three, but yeah. Okay, so the second to last person on my list, these two following people are actually people that I follow on Instagram, and I just want to bring light to their work, seeing as how, I spoke about, really well-known artists. I know I want to give, props to the people that others might not know about. So the first person that I want to bring light to is Peyton Fulford. That's her Instagram name, PeytonFulford. That's her Instagram name. She is an artist and curator currently in Georgia. I found her just scrolling through Instagram, and her work of Afropunk this past year in Atlanta is gorgeous, absolutely stunning. Her use of natural lighting is just so beautiful, and she mainly shoots in color, and just the amount of soul that she's able to capture is just absolutely stunning. She does a lot of portraits. She uses natural lighting, which, is the best. And her portraits are very intimate. They can be, but her work at Afropunk is something that is just astonishing. So, and that I want to mention and give love and props to today is Ashley Armitage. Please forgive me if I'm pronouncing your last name wrong, but her Instagram name is Ladyist, Ladyist. And she is a film photographer who I would, say is very soft but with a lot of glitter, and you know, just a burst of color every time she posts something. Her work really, really, really revolves around women and feminism and body positivity, and you know, in my opinion, very much pro-choice when it comes to the matter of what women should or should not be doing with their body, whatever. But she is very much able to capture, you know, like for example, she did a video of a woman shaving her legs, and the action was done very slowly, but the message was that, you know, the message behind it was more so along the lines of like, why do women have to conform to the way society thinks our body should be kempt or look, or whatever the case may be. And it was a very interesting concept for myself, and she is, I personally think, one of the best feminist photographers out there right now. And just want to give you guys all shout outs, and go look at their work if you haven't already. This has been another episode of Bouquet. Hope you guys enjoyed. Next week is going to be all about the male photographers that I aspire to, or, you know, draw some kind of from them or something. But stay tuned next week, and hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you.